Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night. I am Joe Buck with Jamie Aikman. Jamie, ready for some football?
That might have been the worst joke you've said
It's really bad.
ever, and you said a lot of bad jokes.
Oh man, it was bad. But it's exciting to be able to watch this game. I was just looking at Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, thinking, hey, we're doing a live show. They're doing a live show. Pretty similar audience, pretty similar stakes here.
Oh, our audience is better.
Our audience is better. Yeah, I don't know which one is bigger. Fat Pat, the River Rat, is here. He says, "What is up, fellas?"
You know what's disappointing?
What's that?
Setting a FanDuel lineup with Des Bryant in it, only to find out that he's not playing.
Aha! That's why I was lucky enough to go with I think Devin Duvernay instead of. I think that's who I went with.
I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, Des Bryant inactive, COVID, unfortunately, just before the game. I know he wanted to play. He must have wanted to play very badly against this Dallas team. He will not. I think Marquise Brown is going to have 115 yards and 1 touchdown.
150 or 115?
115.
That's a very unique number.
Yeah. Hey, we got our first question here. We got 2 questions. We got 3 questions. Devin says, pick one for my flex for my playoff run in PPR. Deontay Johnson or Myles Gaskin?
That's for this week or rest of season?
I don't know. I mean, why do we have to answer it rest of season? Why don't we take it week by week?
I like both this week. I probably would lean toward Myles Gaskin because, I mean, you saw last week he came back and got 20-plus touches again. So I think he's the better play, but I like both a lot.
What happens if Savon Ahmed comes back, you think?
I mean, Savon Ahmed was part of the team before Myles Gaskin got hurt, so.
I know, but Gaskin he doesn't really do that much. And he fumbled. I'm curious. See what happens. I hope he doesn't come back. I hope we don't have another cloudy situation. We need reliable running backs right now. By the way, did you see Mike Tomlin? Not happy right now. He is fired up, and he said if guys can't catch the ball, we're going to replace them with players who can catch the ball. So Deontay Johnson, be aware. You better stop dropping the ball. Crazy Bayesian. Next week, Lamar Jackson or Justin Herbert, and Myles Gaskin or Raheem Mostert, and Corey Davis or Jarvis Landry. Made all the wrong decisions last week and lost my bye week. So Lamar Jackson or Herbert next week.
Let's see what happens in this game. Right now, I have Herbert ranked higher. Myles Gaskin over Raheem Mostert.
Okay.
And Corey Davis over Jarvis Landry.
Okay. Tennessee is at Jacksonville. Yep. Okay. Good matchup there.
I think Ryan Tannehill is going to be the start of the week.
Oh, interesting. You should go. Have you gone with a wide receiver this week? Let's get a wide receiver in there.
It's a little too volatile.
That's come on, have some guts.
Maybe.
Let's go, everybody. Let's pick Jamie's start of the week. It's going to be the Twitch start of the week.
Would you like the props I took tonight on HQ?
Oh, what'd you take?
I took over plus 105 on J.K. Dobbins, 13.5 carries.
Oh, yeah, he's my MVP on or whatever it is on FanDuel.
And I took under 13.5 carries for Zeke at plus 120.
Under 13.5 carries? That's interesting.
Do you know he's only been over 12 carries twice in the last 5 games?
Interesting. Okay. Look, the NFC East had a really great week. This would be tremendous if they can go 3-1 this week.
You know, it would be awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Huh.
As much of a joke as the NFC East has been, if 2 teams get in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, but I think they're 1 game out. Like the Washington and the Giants are 1 game back of the last spot in the playoffs, of the 7th seed.
Yep.
Because the Vikings are 6-6, and those teams are 5-7. There are a lot of teams in that range, and probably not going to happen. But you never know. That would be pretty funny. Okay, what do you guys think of Miles Sanders with Jalen Hurts at quarterback? That's from CG5172.
Well, it can't be worse. So let's hope it's better.
Yeah, it can't really be a nice run there by Zeke. Can't really be much worse. But is he a start for you this week against
Miles Sanders? Is not. I mean, think of their playing.
Yeah. James Conner or Raheem Mostert, PPR?
James Conner.
Are there any streaming DSTs that you would play over the Steelers this coming week?
I like the Patriots. I think their defense is starting to come together, and Jared Goff tends to make mistakes whenever he's under pressure.
Andrea wants to know if you would drop Miles Sanders for Cam Akers or J.K. Dobbins, PPR.
If Dobbins is available, I'm assuming it's an 8 or 10 team league. So I would do that if you just need to win. I'd play Dobbins over Sanders this week.
From I Got Flavor 311. He's just got flavor. Half PPR, Gaskin, Swift, or Connor? Gaskin, Swift, or Connor?
If Swift plays, it would be Swift. If Swift does not play, it would be Gaskin.
Okay. From Nashwave29.
But thank you for asking that question.
Yeah, thank you very much. I Got Flavor. Nashwave29, if Josh Jacobs is out. Thank you for Gaskin. Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. Joe
You
Buck.
do like that joke when I say
it. If Jacobs is out, pick one, half PPR. Devonte Booker, Tim Patrick, or Denzel Mims?
Well, that's interesting. I'd go Patrick.
Okay. And Brady or Watson next week?
Watson. But I like both.
Do you start Joe Mixon if he plays against Dallas?
I would. Short week. Hopefully fresh legs. I think it'll be okay.
A lot of games next week.
A lot of games next week.
A lot of teams playing next week. They're all in action. Sunday is a busy day. I do think, like, when is it? Week 15? No, it's week 16. They have the Friday game. Oh, but week 15, you got a couple of Saturdays in there. That's good. Let's see. Week 16. I know you got a Friday. You got a Thursday. Don't we have a Friday? Or is that week 17? When do we
Week
have
16, there's a Saturday game. Week 15, there's a Saturday game.
When's the Friday game? Week 17?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's week 17.
Oh, Christmas. Week 16.
Week 16. Oh,
it's 2 games on Friday, 3 games on Saturday, the rest on Sunday.
Okay. Week 16. Right. We got a Friday. We got 3 Saturday. Yep. And a Monday. All right, cool. We're talking about week 14 right now and a little bit of week 13, which is live. We welcome you, by the way. I haven't given the formal welcome. Twitch, thank you for joining us again on this Tuesday night fantasy football today on Twitch. Always awesome to have you. Answer your questions on Thursday as well at 4 p.m. Eastern, Thursday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern, your starter sit questions. Right now, any questions you want, waiver wire, starter sit, dynasty. How about I want to hear from you guys. We're going to talk tomorrow about dynasty quarterback risers and fallers. And I want to know who you guys think are some of the risers and fallers in dynasty. Jamie, how about you? Like quarterback on the rise in dynasty leagues. Don't say a rookie. Anyone that's not a rookie.
Dynasty quarterback on the rise would be Daniel Jones.
No, no way.
What do you mean, no way?
He's having such a bad fantasy season. How could you say that?
I think he'll be better with the offensive line continuing to improve. I think he'll be better with Saquon Barkley back. I think he'll be better as they add another wide receiver to replace Golden Tate.
They're definitely going to add a wide receiver.
Yeah, why would he not be a dynasty quarterback on the rise? Anybody saying otherwise is stupid.
Okay, spoiler alert. Tomorrow, Heath is going to say Daniel Jones is a dynasty fall.
Well, that's just stupid.
I don't know. Is it?
Yes.
Should we invite him on?
No, but you can tell him I said it's stupid.
All right, fine. I'll tell him you said it's stupid. I don't know. Look, he's not had a good year. Last year, he had 3 or 4 like massive games. This year, not even one. So disappointing, but yeah, hopefully better times ahead. He hasn't turned the ball over in 2.5 games. Okay, how about a faller? You know, I mean, it might be obvious because he's old, but I'm just not really liking what I'm seeing from Matt Ryan. Gosh, it's a lot like Carson Wentz. He's under pressure all the time, and he's just heaving the ball. And I don't know, man. It's not good. I don't know. I don't know what you get from him next year. I'm not sure he's going to be ranked in your top 12. I wouldn't think
he won't be.
I don't know if he's going to be in your top like 18.
Yeah. I'm curious to see who the head coach is. That's going to be a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you got another year older for Julio. Hayden Hurst has not panned out. He's been worse than Hunter Henry. Excuse me, he's been worse than Austin Hooper. So from a production standpoint, they got to fix their running game. I mean, it's a disaster right now. So there's a lot that has to change for Matt Ryan. But I think he could also end up being not like what we got from Aaron Rodgers this year, where we wrote him off and he's awesome.
Yeah.
But I do think that if things kind of break right for him, you walk out on the field with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, and whatever else they do with Russell Gage or maybe a better pass catching running back, it can still be a pretty good year for Matt Ryan. He still has 4,030 potential, but it's now potential. It's not guaranteed.
Let's get some more questions here from the audience. From Sicilian Sith. Hey, Adam and Jamie. I have Lamar Jackson and Ryan Tannehill, and Breeze is on waivers. Should I drop Tannehill for Breeze?
No.
All right, fine. Next question. Should he drop Lamar Jackson for Breeze?
No.
Breeze has been a lot better.
Breeze has been better. I don't know if he's been a lot better, but he's been better. I think, first off, what shape is Breeze in coming back? Is he coming back because he's ready to be 100%, or is he coming back because he wants to play and get himself ready for the playoffs? So is it conservative game plan Drew Brees, or is it throw the ball 35 times Drew Brees? So Lamar Jackson's schedule is fantastic. I'm not dropping Lamar Jackson. I want to hold on to him. And Tannehill, I think, still has a little bit of a higher ceiling than Brees, and his schedule is favorable as well.
I swear I'd want to have all three of them I don't want to have to face Drew Brees in the fantasy playoffs. By the way, let me see Ryan Tannehill's schedule. I know the opponents are good, but are they home or road?
It's Jacksonville in week 14. I know that.
That I know. Detroit at home and at Green Bay. 3 of his next 4 games are on the road, but one of them is week 17. He's not bad on the road, but he is so much better at home. It's incredible. And there was another quarterback. Jared Goff has been only good on the road this year.
Yep.
And Kirk Cousins. You've seen the home road splits there?
Amazing at home.
Oh my gosh. And he only has 1 home game left.
I'm nervous for him this week.
Yeah, he's at Tampa Bay, then home against Chicago, then at New Orleans. It's not a great schedule to finish.
Remember, we talked about that with Dalvin Cook's schedule. So, he follows suit.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Back to the questions. Devins Gregory. Kyler Murray or Ryan Tannehill this week? PPR.
Non-PPR, I'd go with Tannehill. PPR, I'd go with Tannehill.
Okay. From Core 2186, I'm dropping Boyd and Chark. In what order for waivers should I prioritize these 4 players? Hilton, Lazard, Crowder, and Patrick. Hilton, Lazard, Crowder, Patrick.
Hilton, Patrick, Crowder, Lazard.
Okay. From Wes, should I drop Boston Scott for Cam Akers? Yes.
Oh, come on, Baltimore.
Oh, what?
Mark Ingram's the first running back on the field.
All right. He's going to get 3 carries. Dobbins. Come on, get Dobbins going here. Herbert or Watson this week from Jurassic Park. I like that.
What was the question?
Herbert or Watson?
Oh, Herbert.
Matt Ryan or Goff this week from Patton, Ohio.
Matt.
He says, full PPR. Why do I ask? Never know when one could catch a pass. LOL.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan over Goff. Okay.
Goff's at home.
Yeah. Goff's at home. Not an easy matchup. I think it's not an easy matchup.
It's not an easy matchup.
Heath laid it out pretty well. The Patriots, they're just very slow. They don't allow a lot of plays. They don't allow a lot of possession because on a per play basis, they're not very good defensively. But you just don't run a lot of plays against them.
But they're getting healthy now. That's the part of it.
Yeah. But even their healthy defense, I didn't really think was going to be that good because they lost so many key players. Their secondary.
You have the greatest mind in football history.
Which Belichick?
I'm going to lean toward the elder, but maybe the younger is.
Is that Ingram again? Ingram. How about Ingram toenail? Like ingrown? Ingram hair. 49ers, Bucks or Bears? DST.
Bucks.
They stink lately. Are you sure you want to go with them?
Coming off a bye. Kirk Cousins on the road. Things are starting to click for the Vikings. This is typically when he has a bad meltdown game.
But it's not in prime time.
Doesn't matter.
Bold prediction. Vikings win.
All right. Want to make a
bet? Do I get the points or do they have to win?
I'll give you the points.
Well, I mean, what kind of a bet is that? 6.5.
They're 6.5 point favorites, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I would have thought like 4.
Yeah, that would be my bold upset pick of the week. Okay.
I guess that Todd Furman and Kenny White and maybe Pete Prisco are with you.
Think so?
I mean, it's a big number for 2 teams that are probably closer than the records indicate.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I really believe very strongly in the Bucks. I do feel like they're going to come off their bye week, kind of get things figured out a little
Me too.
bit, could begin their Super Bowl run. So I'm nervous about saying the Vikings win. I'm really just saying it for fun. Who cares? All right, one for the money. Where do you
All
see
right. So
Jake?
so far,
Yeah.
Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, and Justice Hill have been in the game. No J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, that is a terrible throw. Oh my gosh. That was such a bad throw. I'm telling you, dude, if he doesn't play well tonight against the Dallas Cowboys, who's going to trust him in the fantasy playoffs? I would, if he doesn't play well for the guy who asked earlier, I would drop him for Drew Brees.
Eesh.
Yeah, terrible. And at Cleveland next week, then Jacksonville, great matchups. But he's just not playing well enough. He doesn't have Mark Andrews, so keep that in mind. Where do you see J.K. Dobbins being drafted next year?
Round 2.
Yeah, going to be a little different in PPR versus non.
Let me ask you this. He finishes the season not as well as he played against the Titans, but not far off.
Dobbins.
Dobbins.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to draft next year? J.K. Dobbins or Miles Sanders? It's Dobbins.
Yeah, it's probably Dobbins. I believe very strongly in Sanders, and I think every Eagles fan does.
I do too.
Eagles writers seem to. I don't. I think things are going to be very different for them when they get Brandon Brooks back next year. That's going to
totally agree with you. But I think if Dobbins is the guy for Baltimore, he's going to be the guy.
But is he going to catch more than 20 passes? You know, Sanders could catch 50 or 60.
He's probably not going to catch 50 or 60, but I'll say 30.
This one is from Mr. Rojo. Do you base your waiver wire advice off of 12-team leagues? Most of the time, the players recommended by you guys are long gone the week before in my league.
Well, it's like the conversation we had earlier today. I think we've done a good job of trying to get ahead of a lot of these things, you know, with whether it's beat the waiver wire or, you know, hey, this is potentially going to happen. Pick this guy up now just to speculate, blah, 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 those types of things. Big run for Zeke.
I think looks good today.
Yep. My prop bet, probably not great. I think you got to, you know, we do it off 12-team leagues, but that's why we try to do such a range of players, you know, and, you know, like you asked Dave today, which I understand why you did it, you know, based on the time of year that it is. But Dave, you're going to pick up any of these guys. It was the Russell Gages. I think it was Russell Gage, Henry Ruggs, and there was a third receiver in there. But it's why we talk about Chad Hansen. It's why we talk about, you know, picking up Ito Smith and Brian Hill and those type of guys. You know, there's a reason for that. It's because of, you know, scenarios like this. Not everybody has the luxury of getting J.D. McKissick or getting the luxury of Kiki QT or those type of guys.
By the way, after the show, I did go on a Hansen rabbit hole. Where are they now kind of deal. And I saw an interview with them about Mbop and other things. It was
I'm pretty sure my cousin Hallie did the Tonight Show with them one time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys in the interview, one of the Hansen brothers, came off as a real jerkwad. I didn't like him at all. He was dominating the interview. It just not good. Okay, anyway, enough about them. P. Reyes, you're going to start Myles Gaskin over Miles Sanders. Is DJ Moore definitely out this week? I've read conflicting reports. I mean, he tested. I don't know when he tested positive.
But I don't think we could definitively say he's definitely out. But I would go on with the assumption that he is out.
From incomplete for Gallup in the end zone here. Let's see. Let me get more questions.
You're way ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm way ahead of everyone always. That's how it goes.
No, usually I'm ahead of you.
I don't know. Not on this TV. This TV is like, I got this super secret feed.
Well, I'm watching in my office where I have DirecTV.
I'm straight up cable here.
Yeah, usually I'm on cable. I'm ahead of you.
Oh, shut up, Jamie. Just let me have one thing. From IF. Did you say the Knicks?
Of course.
Wow. I don't even know when the season starts. I know training camp starts.
Right? A couple days before Christmas?
I don't know. They're gonna be horrible. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got IF 253, pick 3 in PPR. Dobbins, Debo, Taylor, CEH, and Booker. Pick 3. Dobbins, Debo, Taylor, CEH, Booker.
Taylor. I'm hoping Dobbins. and Samuel. And if Dobbins does not do anything in this game, it'd be CH.
Okay.
I love Taylor this week.
Are you worried about Terry McLaurin at all?
No, he faced a good defense last night. I think he'll bounce back this week. I know it's a good defense for the 49ers, but that's a defense I think he'll have success against. You sneezing again?
Yeah.
At least this time you sneeze into your arm as opposed to all over your carpet.
Yeah, I sure did. Okay, sorry. Which defense next week from Pat? Dallas or Seattle?
Seattle.
Seattle. Okay. Yeah. And Crazy Bation, should I drop CeeDee Lamb and Hollywood Brown for DSTs in the playoffs? I have Metcalf, McLaurin, Landry, and Corey Davis.
I mean, you can. It's just you say DSTs. I guess you're going to play multiple different ones over different weeks.
Well, actually, it said DST, but he asked, should I drop Lamb and Brown for DST for playoffs?
I mean, if you want to carry multiple and those are the worst players on your team, I think CeeDee Lamb, you may regret dropping him now for this matchup against the Bengals next week. He has a chance to be, useful. And then if, Marquise comes out of this game with a strong performance, he could be useful down the stretch. So just make sure you're doing the right thing, depending on when your waivers are, when you're planning on making this move.
One for the money says, Jamie and Adam, how come you didn't tell us about Galladay and his injury? There wasn't enough talk about it. I really do not know what that is in reference to. Like he's been out for like 6 weeks now.
Earlier this season or
yeah, I don't know.
I guess.
No idea. I had to push back on that one for the money.
I mean, I guess I don't know if that's just being sarcastic. Like, why didn't you tell us he was going to be hurt?
Oh, maybe. Early this season. I don't know. I really.
I'm so looking forward to doing rankings for 2021. Just to start to see where these guys all slot in. Like,
yeah,
I think Metcalf may be my number 2 receiver.
Behind Adams.
I think it'll be 3. Probably Adams, Tyreek, DK.
Yeah. Hopkins has really had quite a fall because he probably would have been number 2 like 5 weeks ago. Metcalf,
yeah, I mean, you take out the Hail Mary, it's been ugly. Last week was a little bit of a savior. And I think that really the best that Kyler Murray looked in that game last week was that drive where he just kept throwing the ball to Hopkins.
Yeah. I mean, Metcalf is amazing. It's what a jump. And I think as much as I love to draft your 2 wide receivers, I don't really know that you're going to get much value this year because next year because everybody's in love with these rookie wide receivers.
Well, I think you'll get the guys who didn't perform well that have a chance to still be good. Judy, for example, easy.
Judy, yep.
But I don't think a lot of people will go in early on CeeDee Lamb and TK Higgins.
You don't think so? Well, like top 60 picks? Higgins, I think, because Green apparently will be gone.
Top 60, I think, yes. But I was thinking more like top 48. Top 36, top 48.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Lamb being there. Lamb was so good with Dak. One for the money says, yes, pre-draft, Galladay was still taken high and should have been adjusted, right? I feel like the preseason injury wasn't baked in. I don't remember.
Hamstring injury like right before the season.
Yeah, I think it was really close to when the season started. All right, you know what? I'm done.
That would lead to a hip injury. I mean,
I'm done with this conversation. I just don't think I agree. Jonnu Smith or Hayden Hurst this week in PPR?
I mean, one guy's playing as of now, one guy's not. If Jonnu plays, it's a different story, but I guess I would take Jonnu if he's out there.
Zines 44 has Tyreek Hill and Tyler Lockett and Christian McCaffrey and Nick Chubb. Who should I flex out of Claypool, Debo, Kiki QT, and Michael Pittman?
Debo.
At this point, would you play Debo over Lockett?
Not this week.
All right. So Lockett's been really annoying, but he does get the Jets.
I mean, he was 6 for 60 last week. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying, but you're right. Wasn't terrible. And there goes. Oh! Is that Dobbins or is that Edwards? I don't know their numbers. Who is that? It was Dobbins. All right.
I mean, it's like night and day.
Yeah, he's really good. He is made for, like, Baltimore's like a Big Ten team.
Oh, he just went feed me on Zeke.
Oh, yeah, he sure did. Nice. Jamie, I'm going to tell you what happens 5 seconds before you see it.
I find when we do our waiver show, and it's the
Yeah.
only place where I do it. I'm curious where you come out on this. Dave still has a non-PPR take first, then PPR. Because we were so much in the mindset of that for the majority of our careers.
Uh-huh.
Dobbins just fumbled.
Yeah, no, Jackson just fumbled, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't answer a lot of questions like that. I actually I don't change. I don't know that I changed that much for. I'm sure I do. PPR versus non-PPR, but
Mostly with quarterbacks you change, but otherwise
mostly with quarterbacks. I think it's really just running backs versus wide receivers. When it comes to wide receivers, there aren't that many that I'm going like, well, this guy in PPR, this guy in non.
Right. It's like we used to be so trained with Edelman, for example.
Yeah, right. Who's the Edelman of this year? Who's the
McKissick.
guy that who?
McKissick.
Oh, but wide receiver. The guy that you basically are only starting in PPR, but is a must start in PPR. I don't know if there is one.
I mean, I usually treat Cole Beasley differently. I treat Crowder differently. I usually treat the Steelers differently, but Deontay Johnson's just been.
Oh, Juju. I think Juju is like.
Oh yeah, PPR versus non-PPR. Yep.
Yeah, one of the top ones. Here's a good question from one for the money. All right, back with a good question here. Jamie, will there be another LaDainian Tomlinson? I think McCaffrey pretty much wasn't he? In PPR anyway.
You mean like best of all time good? That type of guy?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess McCaffrey. Kamara could be.
All right, remember
Cook could be.
469 fantasy points. That's what McCaffrey scored last year. Do you remember offhand Tomlinson's big year?
It was like 470 something. It wasn't far off.
No, but what year it was? I think it was 2006, right?
Huh?
Oh, you're gonna like 474 fantasy points for Tomlinson in his best year, and 469 for McCaffrey in his best year, within 5 points. Lamar Jackson,
he's back
with the touchdown. Don't drop him for Drew Brees as of now. From Wes Cameron, should I drop Devonte Booker for Alexander Madison? I have Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, and Miles Sanders.
I don't know when Madison is playing again, so.
Yeah. I don't know. Considering his schedule is really tough and he's not exactly Dalvin Cook, I'm not sure how great of a handcuff Madison is.
Right.
Murray or Stafford this week from Kevin?
If Galladay returns, Stafford. If Galladay stays out, I'll stick with Murray.
You know who's bad? Dallas is bad.
That's pretty cool, the offensive lineman calling it right before.
Yeah, that was cool. Would you sit Kyler Murray for Kirk Cousins this week? I am a biased Giants fan.
No.
Where are you ranking Kyler Murray?
I think 13.
Okay. What do you have against Kirk Cousins? Just that he's on the road?
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is going to make things uncomfortable for them.
Okay.
This feels like a 2-52-2 game for Kirk.
All right. Well, that's not so bad. Tyler Johnson or T.Y. Hilton in non-PPR?
T.Y.
Any word on Joe Mixon? Would love to start him over Myles Gaskin next week.
No word yet.
Would you start him over Myles Gaskin?
I might.
Yeah. I mean, gosh. The Cincinnati run game is atrocious.
So is the Dallas run defense.
Yeah. Well, what's that based on? Oh, the last play that we just saw?
Or 2 games versus Antonio Gibson, 1 game versus Kenyon Drake.
It's horrible, but I don't know, man. That's like the worst offense in football right now. The Jets and Bengals, I'd say.
I mean, it's also the worst offensive football because their best running back's not there too. So put him back, that changes things a little bit.
Wasn't very good though. I mean, he wasn't. I don't know. Like if he had Joe Burrow, it'd be another story. That's why it's the worst offense.
What if Ryan Finley is actually good?
10-team PPR, pick a flex. David Johnson, Chase Claypool, or Allen Lazard?
David Johnson.
Cam Akers or Clyde Edwards-Helaire, PPR?
CEH.
From Ziz Sucks. PPR, Landry, Gaskin, Evans, or Crowder? Landry, Gaskin, Evans, or Crowder?
Gaskin.
Over Evans.
Oh, I'm sorry. Evans, especially if Godwin's out.
Okay, yeah, Godwin had surgery to remove pins from his finger and is questionable, missed practice. And, we don't know if he's going to be out, but it's possible. From Devin, pick 2 in PPR, Julio, Michael Thomas, Deontay Johnson. Julio, Michael Thomas, Deontay Johnson.
Man, that's a tough one. I'll probably still go with the first 2, but it's hard to bench Deontay Johnson. But after what Tomlin said, you got to be a little worried.
Akers or Booker, PPR?
Akers.
Dalton, Cam, or Baker?
That's a good one. Probably still go Cam.
Baker. Cam. Okay. 2 straight games.
Baker?
I think I would go Baker. One thing that I like about Cam is, hey now, Cowboys. All right. Tony Pollard with a big return.
I hate you.
Yeah. He scored. Touchdown. Just kidding. I just want to see when Jamie figures out it wasn't a touchdown. When's the play over?
It's over. I knew it was a touchdown.
I just trying to gauge how far ahead I am. One thing I like for Cam is something Jacob Gibbs pointed out in his amazing stats, which he crushed, by the way, in the Saturday episode of FFT and 5.
Oh, what a hold.
Made some prop bets. Would have been good. Oh, was there a hold?
Yeah.
So one thing he pointed out is the Rams have great defense, but they're not great in like short yardage defensive situations. And they've given up a number of 1 or 2 yard touchdowns. I think 5 1 or 2 yard touchdown runs this year. Mm-hmm. 2 of them the quarterbacks. So that could save Cam Newton, but he's also a guy that has thrown for less than 100 yards in 2 straight games and is facing the best defense in football, arguably. So. All right, what's up, everybody? We're back. Little break there. Jamie was throwing a fit. He's like in a bad mood. We're like, all right, let's take 5. Jamie, you just refresh, take a deep breath. And
so much better. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And Michael Gallup just called.
Kid, I haven't seen it yet.
The Cowboys have the lead. Jamie, did you have a T-ball tonight or whatever it is?
No T-ball, but I am in the process of building a basketball hoop for my kids, and it's not fun.
How are you building a basketball hoop?
Well, I bought a basketball hoop, and I have to put it together.
People will do that for you.
Yeah, but I wanted to, prove myself, my handyman skills. So what I did was I called my brother-in-law.
I couldn't even put together one of those stupid Little Tykes bicycles.
So I got to a point where I couldn't do any more by myself. You started on the base, the pole and the base. So I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna go put the rim together and the backboard, and I got that far. So then I was stuck. My wife, my brother-in-law was in the Navy. He's a really handy guy. He was he's just much more of a man than I am. And so I hey, what do you want me to do? Like he takes over.
This is your wife's brother, you're saying?
This is my wife's sister's husband.
And it's not your brother-in-law. I wanted to just break that.
Well, he is my brother-in-law.
No, he's not your brother-in-law. He's your wife's brother-in-law, but he's not your brother-in-law.
Well, that's just...
Brother-in-law's... No, he's your wife's sister's husband. Yeah, your brother-in-law could only be 2 people. Your wife's brother or your sister's husband.
I mean, this is another one of the stupidest things.
It's true. I'm just telling you. People don't want to listen to this, but it's true. I cannot see the questions in the stream right now. Jamie,
one says, "How are you so stupid?"
No, yeah, you're lying. So I'm gonna try
that stupid. Have a lovely evening.
PPR. I'm gonna go to a new browser here and see if this works. But I'm having some issues with the questions. I could make some up. Are you seeing any, Jamie?
No, but I'm watching the stream like load slowly, and you're making like funny faces as your facial expression goes through the.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Any questions here? Any questions coming in? Okay. Well, I think we're back. I think you're looking at us, and we're having some technical issues here. But if you've got any questions, I believe I have access to them now. So, oh yeah, I am kind of choppy, aren't I? No, that is not Jamie's brother-in-law. Like, go look up the definition of brother-in-law. That is.
I mean, it's one of the top 10 stupidest things you've ever said.
It's the truth. I swear. It's not.
If you marry into a family, and there's another family that is a sibling of that person,
you might say it's like saying, "Oh, it's my uncle," but he's not really your uncle. You know, like I'm just telling you, he's not your brother-in-law. I hate to break it to you. You don't have a brother.
I mean, again, it's one of the stupidest things you've ever said.
I'm just trying to be precise here. Any questions, people? Ask us some fantasy football questions.
Unless it relates to family connections.
Whatever you want to ask about, we will. I hope you can hear us. I know our video is a little glitchy, but hopefully our audio is okay here. As the Ravens have 3rd and 1. Marquise Brown. How's Marquise Brown doing so far? I know he just had that catch.
I think he's got 3 catches.
Who's in the game? Is that Gus the Bus in the game? And there he goes, folks. I won't spoil it for Jamie. All right, we're going to call it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very sorry about the technical issues here. I will call my wife's sister's husband, who is really just a friend and not a brother-in-law, and ask him for technical support. Thank you to Jamie. Thanks to all of you. Apologies for the short stream tonight. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning, Thursday afternoon on Twitch.